Hi everybody. Welcome to my Kidney Wellness Tips channel. Is chocolate bad for kidneys? Is chocolate a forbidden treat for kidney disease patients, or can you indulge in it without guilt? With so much misinformation surrounding chocolate and kidney health, it's easy to get confused. Today, we're diving deep into the science behind chocolate's effect on kidney function and whether you can still enjoy this sweet indulgence. Stick around to learn the truth, and I'll give you some tips on how to enjoy chocolate without compromising your health. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you're interested in reversing kidney disease and improving your kidney health, I've got more tips and methods for you in the description link below. 1. Understanding chocolate and kidney disease. Chocolate, it's one of the world's favorite treats, but when it comes to kidney disease, many of us wonder, is it safe to enjoy or should it be avoided altogether? Let's dive into what chocolate really is, what it does for your body, and why it can be both good and bad for kidney health. Chocolate begins with cacao beans. These tiny beans are the foundation of everything chocolate. The beans are roasted, turned into a paste, and then separated into two main components, cocoa solids and cocoa butter. These are mixed in different amounts, depending on the type of chocolate being made. There are three main types of chocolate you'll commonly encounter: dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate. Let's break them down so you know exactly what you're eating. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is made with a high amount of cocoa solids, the part of the cacao bean packed with the healthy compounds we often hear about. This type of chocolate contains cocoa butter as well, and while it may have some added sugar, it's usually much less sweet than milk chocolate. The higher the percentage of cacao, the more cocoa solids it contains. For example, a 70% dark chocolate bar means 70% of it is made of cocoa solids and butter, and only 30% is sugar and other ingredients. Dark chocolate is the go-to choice when it comes to health benefits because of the high levels of polyphenols found in the cocoa solids. These antioxidants help protect your body by fighting off harmful molecules, contributing to heart health, reducing inflammation, and even helping your kidneys. Milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is the sweeter version of chocolate. It still contains cocoa solids and cocoa butter, but it also adds milk and a lot of sugar. This makes milk chocolate much creamier and sweeter than dark chocolate, but it also means it has far less of the beneficial cocoa solids. In fact, some milk chocolates may contain as little as 10% actual chocolate, with the rest being milk and sugar. While it's still tasty, milk chocolate doesn't have the same health benefits as dark chocolate. So, if you have kidney disease, it's better to enjoy milk chocolate in moderation and opt for dark chocolate when you can. White chocolate. Finally, there's white chocolate. Unlike dark and milk chocolate, white chocolate doesn't actually contain cocoa solids at all. Instead, it's made from cocoa butter, which gives it a rich, creamy texture. But because there are no cocoa solids, white chocolate doesn't provide the same health benefits as dark chocolate. White chocolate is mostly just sweetened fat, with little to no nutritional benefit. So, while it's still a delicious treat, it doesn't contribute much to kidney health. 2. The health benefits of chocolate. When we talk about chocolate's health benefits, we're usually referring to dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, especially with 70% cacao or higher, is rich in antioxidants and polyphenols, which have been shown to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. These properties are crucial for kidney health. One of the key benefits of dark chocolate for kidney patients is its potential to reduce blood pressure, a common issue for those with kidney disease. Studies have shown that the flavonoids in dark chocolate can improve blood vessel function, thereby lowering blood pressure, which is beneficial for kidney health. Now, from my experience working with kidney patients, I often see them struggle with controlling blood pressure. Dark chocolate can be an easy, enjoyable addition to a balanced diet, providing a sweet way to help manage these concerns. Additionally, dark chocolate has been linked to improvements in the gut microbiome, which is important for kidney disease patients, as a healthy gut can support overall health, including reducing inflammation in the body. 3. What you need to know about potassium and phosphorus in chocolate. Alright, let's tackle one of the most common questions I get about chocolate and kidney health. Is chocolate high in potassium or phosphorus? If you're worried that chocolate might throw off your potassium levels or worsen kidney disease, you'll be happy to hear this good news. The truth is, chocolate, especially plain, dark chocolate, does not typically contain high levels of potassium or phosphorus. It's one of the biggest misconceptions that chocolate is a no-go for kidney disease patients because of these minerals. Let's break this down. Potassium in chocolate. Potassium is an essential mineral that helps maintain proper nerve function and muscle control, but when you have kidney disease, your kidneys may struggle to filter out excess potassium from your bloodstream. This can cause a dangerous buildup, leading to health issues like heart arrhythmias. So, many kidney patients are concerned about potassium levels in foods like chocolate, thinking they might be too high. But here's the good news: chocolate is actually not considered a high potassium food. Many of my patients ask me if they need to avoid chocolate because they're worried about potassium. But in my experience, chocolate doesn't need to be off the table. For example, dark chocolate, which has the most cocoa, contains only moderate amounts of potassium. And even when you eat dark chocolate in larger portions, it still doesn't contain as much potassium as some other foods, like a banana or a baked potato. How much potassium is in chocolate? Let's imagine for a moment, if you were to eat 12 ounces of 70 to 85% dark chocolate in one day, which, just to be clear, I don't recommend doing. Here's how much potassium you'd actually consume. That would give you about 2,400 milligrams of potassium, which is only about half of the daily recommended intake of 4,700 milligrams. So even in large amounts, chocolate isn't a major potassium contributor in your diet. Of course, you don't want to overindulge. But if you stick to an ounce or so of dark chocolate, you're well within a safe range for potassium, especially when balanced with the rest of your kidney-friendly diet. Phosphorus in chocolate. Now, let's talk about phosphorus. Phosphorus is another mineral that is key to maintaining bone health and cellular function. However, kidney disease patients often struggle to clear excess phosphorus, which can lead to unhealthy levels in the blood, causing bone and cardiovascular problems. Here's the good news about phosphorus in chocolate. Plain chocolate is actually a low phosphorus food, as long as it doesn't have any added phosphorus additives. So, once again, chocolate isn't the enemy. Many people worry about phosphorus when it comes to chocolate, but it's important to understand that the phosphorus in chocolate mainly comes from the cocoa bean itself. This phosphorus is bound up with something called phytate, which makes it much harder for your body to absorb. Because of this, you only absorb about 30% of the phosphorus in chocolate, so even if you're consuming a higher phosphorus chocolate, your body doesn't take in nearly as much of it. What about the phosphorus additives? Now, while plain chocolate itself is low in phosphorus, you do need to watch out for phosphorus additives in processed chocolate products. These additives are often used to enhance texture or preserve freshness, especially in candies and processed sweets. But don't worry, this is easy to avoid. Just check the labels. If you're sticking to plain dark chocolate or carefully reading ingredient lists for other chocolate treats, you can easily avoid phosphorus additives. How to enjoy chocolate safely with kidney disease. So, if you're living with kidney disease, it's still possible to enjoy chocolate, just with some important guidelines in mind. First, moderation is the key. Stick to small portions of dark chocolate, especially ones that are 70% cacao or higher, and avoid those with a lot of added sugar or phosphorus additives. And remember, while chocolate can be enjoyed in moderation, it should never replace kidney-friendly foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Make sure that chocolate is just a small part of your overall healthy, balanced diet. For portion control. Here's the thing, chocolate, especially dark chocolate, offers great health benefits, but like everything, it should be consumed in moderation. Portion control is key. For kidney patients, it's generally recommended to limit sweet treats like chocolate to about 200 calories per day. That's about an ounce of dark chocolate, which is enough to enjoy the health benefits without overdoing it. In my practice, I've found that teaching patients about portion control can be just as important as the food choices themselves. It's not about completely restricting certain foods, but making sure they fit into a balanced diet. 5 other chocolate-containing foods to watch out for. While plain chocolate, especially dark chocolate, can be kidney-friendly in moderation, the reality is that many chocolate-containing products like chocolate candy, cakes, and ice cream can be a bit more tricky for people with kidney disease. They're not always as healthy as they seem. You might think that anything with chocolate in it is good, but when it comes to packaged treats, things can get a little complicated. Many of these chocolatey treats contain high amounts of sugar, unhealthy fats, and sometimes even phosphorus additives, which can be harmful to your kidneys. A chocolate candy. Let's start with chocolate candy. It's easy to grab a chocolate bar or some chocolate-covered treats, but most of these candies are loaded with sugar, often way more than we realize. Not only does that extra sugar spike your blood sugar, but it can also increase inflammation in your body, which can be especially concerning for kidney disease patients. I always recommend checking the labels when you're buying chocolate products. It's so important to look out for hidden ingredients like added sugar and phosphorus additives, which are commonly found in chocolate candies, especially those with caramel, nougat, or other fillings. Remember, while candy can bring a temporary sweet pleasure, it doesn't do much for your kidneys in the long run. So, if you're craving something sweet, opt for small portions of dark chocolate instead of overindulging in sugar-filled candies. B. Chocolate cakes and baked goods. Now let's talk about cakes, brownies, and other baked goods that contain chocolate. While these treats may taste incredible, they often come with a big downside: unhealthy fats and added sugar. Baked goods, especially store-bought cakes, often use hydrogenated oils or trans fats to enhance the texture and shelf life. These unhealthy fats can not only raise your cholesterol but can also increase your risk of heart disease, which is already a concern for people with kidney disease. I personally advise my patients to avoid cakes or cookies with a lot of frosting or additives, as these ingredients often hide extra sugars and fats. If you're baking at home, try making a healthier version by using alternatives like applesauce instead of butter or reducing the sugar content. At the end of the day, while a small piece of chocolate cake may be tempting, it's better to limit these sugary, fat-filled treats. If you're craving a sweet snack, try a small piece of homemade chocolate brownie with less sugar and healthier fats. See chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream, who doesn't love it? It's creamy, cold, and comforting. But unfortunately, it's also often packed with sugar, fat, and additional additives that make it less than ideal for kidney patients. Chocolate ice cream is usually much higher in potassium than vanilla, thanks to the added cocoa powder. And many commercial ice creams contain phosphorus additives, which are used to improve texture and preserve the ice cream. These additives are something you want to avoid, as they can contribute to high phosphorus levels in the blood. While a scoop of chocolate ice cream might make you feel good in the moment, it doesn't really bring any nutritional benefits to your kidneys. If you love ice cream, consider making your own at home with lower potassium ingredients and no phosphorus additives. Again, the key is moderation. If you really want that chocolate ice cream, choose a small serving and keep an eye on the ingredients. And always remember, check the labels carefully. Other chocolate snacks. Other chocolate-containing snacks like chocolate-dipped cookies or chocolate-covered nuts can also hide excess sugar, fat, and even sodium, none of which are great for kidney health. These snacks might seem like a healthier option because of the nuts or cookies, but the chocolate coating often cancels out the nutritional benefits of the nuts or seeds. They're also high in sodium, which can contribute to fluid retention and higher blood pressure, both of which can worsen kidney disease. While plain chocolate in moderation can be safe for kidney disease patients, many chocolate-containing products like candy, cakes, ice cream, and snacks are loaded with added sugars, unhealthy fats, and phosphorus additives that can be harmful. Always check the labels, and when possible, choose dark chocolate with no added sugar or phosphorus additives. My advice: enjoy chocolate in its purest form, dark chocolate with 70% cacao or higher. And when it comes to chocolatey treats, remember that small portions are key to enjoying them without compromising your kidney health. 6. Can you have chocolate if you have kidney stones? If you're someone who's prone to kidney stones, you might be wondering, is chocolate safe for me? It's a good question to ask, especially since certain foods can affect your risk of developing kidney stones. Here's the deal: chocolate does contain oxalates, which are compounds that can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, particularly calcium oxalate stones. For people who are prone to kidney stones, eating high oxalate foods like chocolate can increase the chances of forming more stones. If you've been diagnosed with kidney stones, it's important to be mindful of your oxalate intake. This doesn't mean you need to completely cut out chocolate, but it's definitely a food to limit if you're at risk. However, most of my patients don't have kidney stones, so in those cases, moderate chocolate consumption should be just fine. Chocolate can still be a treat in a kidney-friendly diet, especially if you're careful about portion sizes. But if you've had kidney stones before, I always recommend talking to your doctor or dietitian about your specific diet. They can help you figure out if chocolate or other high oxalate foods should be limited in your case. So, in summary, if you're prone to kidney stones, chocolate isn't necessarily off limits, but it's important to consult with your healthcare provider to make sure it fits into your individual plan. So, is chocolate bad for kidneys? In moderation, dark chocolate can be a great addition to your diet, offering benefits like improved blood pressure, a healthier gut, and antioxidant support. Just remember, moderation is key, and always keep an eye on portion sizes. Personally, I believe that the joy and health benefits of dark chocolate can be part of a kidney-friendly diet. However, always keep it balanced with other healthy foods, especially plant-based options like fruits and vegetables. Now, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more tips on managing kidney disease through diet. And if you're curious about methods for reversing kidney disease, check out the link in the description below for more information. Share this video with anyone who might benefit, and let's keep taking steps toward better kidney health together.